Maxwell, I'm really excited for this episode. You said off air that you've got a little sting that you want to sing me for Vinyl Club.
Little sting.
Yeah.
Did I?
Yeah.
I am blanking now.
Yeah, you said just before we got on the record, you're like, I have a sting that I want to sing you for Vinyl Club. So the floor is yours.
I did not bring my go-kart for the bus that I'm currently being thrown under.
Yeah, you sang it for me off air. Don't be embarrassed now that we're on air.
Welcome to Vinyl Club. Vinyl Club. It's time to listen in. It's time to join the club. Fuck it.
Rub-a-dub-dub in the tub. Wow, that was good.
Thanks.
You probably oversold it.
Real
off
improv
air.
there.
But no, it's not improv. You don't need to be embarrassed. It's okay. Yeah, you did well. Good job.
Oh, well, look, this is a pre-record. I'm currently somewhere in Korea, enjoying the local K-pop bands, I'm sure.
Dropping off a bunch of packages for people.
Yep.
Oh, Korea.
Yeah,
Not
Korea.
Curia.
Like my series of jobs and the resume that they're for my career.
Oh, career.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you said Curia.
Yeah, no. Just in South Korea, Sam.
South Korea.
Yeah.
Jim's brother.
But that doesn't stop me from listening to, making notes about, and then telling those notes to you about the album Bodies by Thornhill.
Thornhill.
Right up top, I've got a very important thing I want to say about this album, Sam.
Go for it.
And my mother would be just filthy at the
Yeah, she is.
boy is she, the grammar and the capitalization in these songs.
Oh, it's outrageous.
Just pick one and stick either all caps, no caps, or regular caps. Don't fuck around. You know what I mean?
Some are all capitals, some are lowercase, some aren't spelled correctly,
Yeah.
and others have correct capitalization.
Just having a fucking laugh, I'll be honest.
They did go to an art school.
Yeah, but did they go to a fucking... Did they learn any English?
Maybe not.
Well, clearly. Disappointed, Sam. Disgrace.
You've been fucking warned. Your English teacher has been notified.
I'll tell you what, that's the best this review gets. No, okay. So as I mentioned last week, I have previously listened to this record when I was sort of preparing to interview them earlier in 2025. And that was a bit of a cursed interview from the golf course.
Yeah.
As they went around smacking the fuck out of a few balls. But in that interview, one of the things that someone mentioned, I can't remember if it was Jacob or someone else, maybe Ethan, mentioned about how one of the big unexpected influences on this album is that they were listening to a lot of early 2000s R&B.
Yep.
And at the time when I prepared for the interview, I thought, oh, that's weird. I didn't really note that. Didn't really take any sort of, that didn't land for me. But going back in and sort of knowing that from the top, it was really interesting to see how that changed the way I listened to this album. So I think there's a fair few times in this album where I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I can kind of see that shining through. There's one song towards the end that is very obviously that, and I'm going to get to that shortly.
Crash.
But well, is it, Sam?
Oh, maybe not.
Who knows? It's Crash.
Oh, it's Crush.
No, it's Crash.
No, it's Crush.
But the song I'm talking about is Crash. It is. Yeah, no, it is Crash.
It's Crash.
I think a lot of what makes this record, like, I wouldn't say it's overtly R&B. Like, you're not going to sit and be like, oh yeah, that does sound like fucking
It's not at all R&B,
Nelly
really.
or something. But I think there's a lot of times when you go, oh, I can see kind of where that's coming in. And I think it's more about the family tree of this record than it is about the, specific musical references they're making. So this album kind of sits, I would say, mostly between like this melodic, very well sung, Jacob's got an incredible voice, well sung new metal sound.
Yeah.
And also something that's more thrashy than that, which kind of comes up from time to time. And I think both new metal has this kind of, there is a little bit of funk in there because it was kind of taking that, in the original version of new metal, it was taking rap and rock and putting them together in some way to bring like hip hop production and hip hop styling to a metal sound. And how do you fuse those two things? So there is still that like real, buried deep within there is that kind of that funk sound, and funk itself is a sort of an outgrowth of R&B. So like there's that kind of that family tree connection that goes all the way back. And then if you kind of throw in the early 2000s of it all, the early 2000s R&B, like again, it kind of like adds that other layer of funk. So that shows up a lot in like the way that there are a lot of like polyrhythm beats in this, polyrhythms in the beats in these songs. And I think also the way that it's very sultry, the way that Jacob's singing. It feels sexy. It feels, it's a very sexually charged album. I know. Boing indeed. So let's chat some songs. Diesel and Revolver and Silver Swarm straight at the front established that polyrhythm, that bounce, especially in the bass line and the rhythms. I think a lot of the rhythmic interestingness comes out of how bouncy it is and sort of like what the bass is doing and how that's sort of blending with the guitars. And almost always in most of these songs, Jacob's singing is where the melody is. The guitar is mostly there from a rhythmic point of view.
Yep.
Not so much as a melodic sort of driver. But yeah, so I think the way that it kind of works across those few songs at the beginning, it really establishes that like it's a bouncy new metal-y kind of album, as opposed to like their earlier stuff, which felt more like metal core-ish.
Yep.
This is definitely got that bounce in it. Then you get to Silver Swarm, and yeah, it's a lot more Jacob vocals up the front compared to the other two. Then Only Ever You kind of veers into almost a bit of like alt rock, steers away from the new metal of it all. And then in the back half of the album, this is where it gets interesting, I think. This is where we get very a lot closer towards like the R&B sound.
Yes.
Obsession, super sexual, very like heavy breathing in the mix. The way that like there's the lyric of like obsessed that kind of like floats through the back of the song. And then Crush. Let's get into Crush.
Let's get into it.
I think aside from the instrumentation, this song pretty much is exactly in the same musical world as the rest of this album. I know a lot of people were like, what the fuck is this? Why are they making like this trap song? But I think if you just crank those guitars back up to 11 and turn it from a electronic drum kit or a synthesized drum kit in some way to an acoustic kit, it's the same as any other songs. It's that same polyrhythmic beat. It's the way that it kind of like, it has that bounce. Like there's nothing in here that is wildly out of place apart from the instrumentation. And then I think it's the fact that if you listen to Under the Knife, it kind of sounds the same, but again, you've just changed those instruments.
Spidey.
Yeah. So I'm like, there's nothing like Crush fits. It fits with this song, with this vibe, with this album. So
bands like Ocean Grove have done that before, where they've taken those synthy things, toned them down, and made them more instrument heavy.
Yeah.
And people thought they were weird and wacky. This is just a more polished version of what they were doing with Rhapsody tapes.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the thing that about Crush, I think, is to me it feels like it's a little toe in the water of like, because it's immediately followed, not immediately followed, but it's followed quite closely by For Now, which feels like the most old school Thornhill sound. Like that could have been on Dark Pool or something like that. And I think they give you the weird and wonderful, and then give you something that you're very used to be like, don't worry, we're still here.
We're still in that realm, yeah.
But I feel like in 5 years' time, we're going to be looking back maybe after another album or two from Thornhill and going, oh, that was very clearly the start of a change.
So you're saying Bodies for Thornhill might be what Sempiternal was for Bring Me?
Potentially. It might even be possibly fucking Throne. What's that? Spirit? What's that?
That's the Spirit.
That's the Spirit. It might be that sort of thing where it goes, hey, like this is it's different to what you used to, but it still fits in the framework of what we're doing.
Yeah.
And then an album after that, it's a bigger pivot. And so I really wonder if this is kind of like, when I spoke to them and they said we were really inspired by R&B, is that a step towards Thornhill being something new, something different? I mean, they've supported Sleep Token
in North America,
a band that is very happy to play in a lot of different spaces.
Yeah,
like not only metal, but straight up pop and this sexy metal kind of thing as well. So I think that there's a real world where whatever comes next for Thornhill is very different.
Yeah,
and I think we might look back on this going, this is a great album, but also it's very obviously a stepping stone.
Yeah, it was interesting in that interview as well. They were talking about how what they learned from heroin, which by their standards wasn't nearly as successful was that they got too ahead of themselves. They sort of thought, Darkpool was incredibly successful. Let's just take a really hard pivot into what we're listening to.
Yep.
And it alienated their audience. I think this one is a better balance between what the audience wants from them versus what they want as well. And I think, you're right. Going forward, it wouldn't surprise me if they were like, we gave you a warning. We're stepping away from that heavier sound.
Yep.
Like we'll throw in maybe their next album, instead of having a mainly heavy album with some differences scattered throughout. It's sort of like the Long Burn where they sort of phase out their sound. I think going forward they might drop a heavy single, but then most of the album will be a lot more synthy.
See, I think if whatever comes, if they do want to move away from not move away in like the sense that they'll never come back to heavy, but like if they do want to establish themselves as a band that is happy to play in a variety of sounds, I think that the move is not to drop a heavy single. I think you come out swinging, being like, and whatever it may be, whether it is like straight up R&B or trap or fucking light jazz, I don't know. Like you have to go. This is a thing that you just have to like it or leave it.
Yeah,
and then you can follow that up with a heavy and be like, hey, we're still happy to play in that world. But
we wanted to gauge your reaction first.
Yeah, you like. I think if you're a band that's leading an audience that way, you have to say like, we're making moves, and you're either with us or you're not.
Yep.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, so I really enjoyed the album. Again, like I already knew that I kind of liked it, but listening back with a critical ear, it was interesting to see how much more of that sound shone through. Once I knew that was like kind of what they were going for. So it's some of those beats are fucking fantastic. They're really fun and bouncy and just
some massive breakdowns too.
Huge breakdowns. I think one of them I wrote down, I was like, what the fuck is this? What was that one?
End of Revolver, maybe?
It might have been the end of Revolver.
The end of Revolver is filthy.
Yeah, no, that's what it was actually. Breakdown hits pretty solidly in my notes. Yeah. So I think a great album. But I'm very interested to see in a few years when we're looking back on this album, will we be going, that's a good album that led to a great album? Or was that a good album that sort of was the peak and now it went down? Yeah.
Life's full of big questions. Homework for me?
Yeah, I should have thought about that.
That's okay. You can message it to me. It'll be a surprise.
It's a surprise for the people.
Surprise.
A surprise.
That's not a hint.
No, it's not Dutch. It's not a Dutch EDM.
Or Irish.
Maybe it is a Dutch EDM album. Who knows? But I'll let you know. Sean. I'll let you know soon.
My name's Sam, not Sean.
Thanks, Sean.